Hey there, Prairie Plant Girl here. I'm out in the garden today and I have my harvest basket and my knife, and I plan to take some cabbage and I think probably some broccoli and cauliflower out of my garden today. We're in a bit of a heat wave here in Saskatchewan, Canada. Our temperatures are supposed to get around like 35, 36 the next few days. And I have a few things that are ready here, so it'd be better to get these kind of cool season crops out of the ground and inside where it's cooler, instead of leaving them out here when they don't need to be. So let's have a look. I know I have a cabbage here, and I'm pretty sure there's broccoli and cauliflower too. So here's the cabbage. It's a stonehead cabbage. It's nice and firm, and that's when you know that you can harvest your cabbage and it's ready to go. Beautiful head. So I'm just gonna cut the stem with the knife and pull it out. So now that I have the head pulled out there, I can just take a hold of the head and just chop some of these bottom leaves off. They can just stay here. I know some of you are going to tell me to make soup out of them or something, but it's just not what we do at our house, so I'll throw them in the compost and they'll be put to good use there. Oh, and of course there's a freeloader in there. Can you see him? One more leaf off. So get rid of that guy. Don't need him. Otherwise, that's a pretty clean, nice looking head of cabbage. So I'm just going to put this, I'll put it, when I take it inside, I'll put it in a nice big bowl of salty water. Just soak it in some cool salty water, just to see if there's any other critters inside there. That should get them coming out and kill them off. And then I'm actually just going to pop this straight into my deep freeze, and I'll be using it later on, probably in the fall when I'm making cabbage rolls. And this will be a nice head for cabbage rolls. Has nice big leaves and they're nice. It's a nice cabbage for that. So, and I just find if you freeze it, it lasts well, waits for the cabbage roll making time, and the leaves are easy to work with. So that's what I'll do with this. So I do have a couple of red cabbage under here. There's some dill in here holding up my netting, so let's take that dill in, use it for something. Red cabbage down here, and now that I got that dill out of the way, I should be able to get this netting down onto it better. Keep it covered up. Now, over here, it's a little bit shadier, so hopefully you can see what's happening. But I have my cauliflower under this net here. Take it out. And we'll just see, these heads don't look like they've gotten very big. I just use a big clip. I don't know, they don't seem like they're growing. I think it's just gotten too hot maybe. But it's still pretty tight, so I'm going to leave it. Just try and keep it covered up as best I can out of the sun. And the netting also helps keep them shaded too. When they get the sun on them, it can make them kind of turn yellow and go bitter. There's another one back here kind of behind me. It's looking a little bit bigger. It's still pretty tight though, and not real big. These, I believe, are early snowball over here. And I think that's all. Yeah. It looks like there's no cauliflower yet, but let's go see what the broccoli looks like. So this is just on the other side from where the cauliflower was. So the cauliflower is back in the back corner on the other side. This is the front corner. And there's definitely a broccoli here. Oh, I don't know if you can see that in there. It's a beautiful head. And it could go, it kind of looks like it could go another day, but I'll bring you in here. So hopefully you can see how some of the little, these are all a bunch of flowers. That's what a head of broccoli is made of. And some of them are starting to get larger and come up here. So even though it's not real big, and normally it would grow bigger and be a little nicer, and it still looks pretty tight, but it is starting to want to blow or like kind of go to seed and get these flowers open. So I'm going to take this. And this is an Arcadia broccoli. So it's not a real big one right now, but it's still better to take it now while it still tastes good and hasn't gone to seed, than leave it out here. I think it's just because it's out here exposed to a bit more sun that it's starting to want to blow. So cover that back up, and I left the plant on there because that will produce more side shoots. So unlike the cauliflower that I harvested, when I took the broccoli, I left the plant behind because it will produce side shoots, and I'll get some little tiny bits of broccoli off of that in another week or so. And I actually have some down there and a little bit down there, so we'll go grab it. The netting doesn't want to stay out of the way, but here's a green giant, and it hasn't grown real well, but it's gotten real loose. Again, it's just really hot for these plants, so we'll just take that, add that to our broccoli collection, and then there's a couple that have done side shoots down here. This plant here has the side shoots. You can see, hopefully, here, where I took the main stem out, and then it's produced these side shoots that you can take out. Sometimes it'll do that again. In this heat, it probably won't. So occasionally it'll produce more side shoots. Probably won't in this heat, but I'm going to leave this. I'll keep an eye on it, and if it's not doing anything in another week or so, then I'll pull it out. So there's the small head of broccoli and then the little side shoots. And then since I'm out here and I can see them, I'm going to take these beautiful Thornberry's terracotta tomatoes. See if I can get them without grabbing snips. There's a bunch in here. I didn't even realize. I picked my first black crim the other day. There's more over here. It's amazing once you get that heat and sunshine, what it does for the garden. There's 4 tomatoes. And I forgot I put this basil here, but it smells so good. So I'm going to strip some of these leaves, and on a hot day like this, a little bit of basil lemonade is a delicious thing. A few sprigs of basil and a couple of squeezes of lemon, or I like to slice lemons up and freeze them, and then I'll just take a few lemon slices, some of this basil, pop it in a jug of water. Delicious. So that's a pretty nice harvest basket for just a few moments out in the garden here this morning. And I can't wait to dig into some of this stuff. I'll have to with the cabbage, but everything else we'll be eating fresh in the next few days. So thanks for coming along with me in my garden this morning. I hope you're having a great time out in your garden this year, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.